Good evening, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter from the NCERT Science book for grade 6. And the name of the chapter is Food, Where Does It Comes From? The major contents of this lesson are as follows: food and its importance, nutrients, varieties of food, ingredients of food, sources of food, and classification of animals. Now let's go to the first major content of this lesson: food and. Generally, in order to carry out our daily activities, we need energy. We also need different materials for growth and development of our body. Materials required for growth and maintenance of the body, nutrients. The basic source of nutrients is called food. The nutritious things which we eat to obtain nutrients. Next, let us see to the variety of foods which we eat. We eat fruits, vegetables, meat, fish, cereals, and dairy products. Single food does not provide all nutrients, so we need to mix all these items to prepare a food dish. Now let us see to few examples of preparing certain food dish using some food items. To make a dal curry, which is an Indian food dish, we need a mixture of pulses, oil or ghee, and salt. These materials, which is used to prepare a dish, is called the ingredients. Let us see to few other examples of how we make sambar and chapati. Chapati is made out of these four ingredients: wheat flour, salt, water, oil. In order to make sambar, we need vegetables, tamarind water, and pulses. From where do we get these food ingredients? The food ingredients is obtained from two main sources. One is the plant source and the other one is the animal source. Plants are called as producers because they prepare their own food. Animals are called consumers. They depend upon plants and other animals. The leaf of the plants prepare the food for the plant. So it is called the kitchen of the plant. It prepares the food and stores in various parts of the plant, such as roots, stem, leaves, flowers, fruits, and seeds. We eat the various parts of the plant. Animals also are capable of producing several products which we can consume. Animals produce products like milk, meat, egg, chicken, and fish, and also honey. So now let us see to the parts of the plant that we can eat and how the food is being stored in these parts. We eat several parts of the plant. So let us now see to the various examples of the parts of the plant we eat. We eat the root part of carrot, beetroot, turnip, and radish. And we eat the stem of sugarcane, potato, ginger. We eat the flower part of the cauliflower plant. We eat the fruits like apple, pineapple, etc. Leaves. We eat spinach, cabbage. Cabbage is a leaf part of the plant. Seeds. We eat various varieties of seeds like sunflower seeds, groundnut, wheat, green peas, etc. In some plants, we can eat more than one part. For example, mustard plant, we can eat the seeds and the leaves. There are various useful products we get from animals. Animals give us milk, which is used to make curd, butter, cheese, and cream. Honey, which is nothing but the sweet juice from the nectar of the flowers, which is sucked by the honeybees and stored in the beehive. We eat the meat obtained from the cow, pig, and chicken. We eat varieties of fish. Examples: sardines, salmon, tuna. And we get eggs from the poultry farms who rears ducks and hens. Animals also eat varieties of food for their survival. They depend upon plants or other animals for their growth and development. Buffalo eats grass, cat drinks milk and eat fish, lion eat other animals, birds eat grains or worms, lizards eat insects, snakes eat frogs and rats. Based on the eating habits, the animals are classified into three categories: herbivore, carnivore, and omnivores. Herbivores are plant eating animals. For example, zebra, horse, cow, goat, etc. Carnivores are animals that eat other animals. For example, lion, tiger, cheetah. Omnivores are those who eat both plants and animals. For example, crow, squirrel, humans, bear, etc. So students, I would like to conclude this lesson by asking two simple questions to you. Students, now I would like to ask you two simple questions. Question number one: does everyone around us get enough food to eat? Of course, no. There are many who cannot even afford their daily meal. So, it is now in our hands to avoid wastage of food. So, my next question is ways we can think of to avoid wastage of food. We can store the extra food in the fridge or just cook enough food for our purpose alone. Thank you. Hope you liked the lesson.